Good morning. This is Cindy. Welcome to my channel. I have been so busy. I'm sorry I have not put up any videos. It has just been a very hectic May, and I thought things were going to slow down in June, and they haven't yet. I did start my Delft Blue journal. I will be doing a video on that later. But I thought what I would do today is show you how one of the things that I do on a regular basis. Every year I have a binder that has in it everything that's going on for the year. So, for example, this was a bachelor hour. It was a shower and bachelorette party for my daughter, who's getting married in a week and a half. It's getting close. And then I keep in it all of the things that we do throughout the day or throughout the year. My husband did a performance of Talking With, and so that information is in here. There's a playwrights and play readings, just assorted pieces of things. He also had a performance. He sings with an a cappella group, so they did an a cappella performance just this past weekend. I put all of these things in here throughout the course of the year, and this becomes my journal slash scrapbook. Well, we went to Elora, Ontario, Canada, where he had a plein air festival, and I thought what I would do is show you how I organize my trips, because I don't do a travel journal the way I see a lot of people doing junk journals. I experimented a little bit last year with them, but I really just like putting it all in the one notebook where it's all here, and then the whole year is there and everything that we did. I do collect a lot of stuff. So that was the notes that I made early on, so that I knew what we were doing on what day. Thursday was the check-in at 7 in the morning. Same thing with Friday. Saturday was the quick paint. Sunday was the art show. I keep all of my receipts from places that we go, the kitchen. This looked like it was a really cool show that my husband might be interested in. More receipts, directions, how to get where we're going, and there's another big receipt. I don't know what that one's for. Oh, that was for the battery that died in the course of all of this. We went to dinner at the Goofy Newfie, so all of those receipts are here. This is directions with a little bit of a map. And then one of the things I do as we're driving along, I keep track of, we left on Wednesday, we came home on, that says Saturday. It is not, it is Sunday. But at 106, we pulled away from, that means from the house. And at 108, we were back home because Stephen forgot his painting umbrella. And we picked up our regular umbrellas while we were there at the time. 109, we tried out again. At 113, we stopped at the local Burn Dairy for gas. At 116, we were finally on our way to Elora. We made it to the Canadian border by 2:58. At 3:06, we were through. We stopped at Wendy's, and then we were back on the road, and then we arrived at Elora. Coming home, just so you know, the border took us, 2 hours. Almost 2 hours to get across the border on our way home. During the trip, I did take a couple pictures. I'll be cutting those up shortly. But during the trip, I keep, that's out of place. I do keep a journal. And what we do on any given day, those are upside down. And those will go into these plastic sleeves, and they will be put into here. So I do keep a full journal, and I post my journal to my Facebook page, and I have a lot of our friends that kind of keep track of what's going on. And there are the rules that we got at the festival. So that's all of the raw material. This is all the stuff that now needs to be organized and put together and put into plastic sleeves. So let me grab my plastic sleeves. Not all of them will go into these. These are just sheet protectors. I pick up the big packs from Walmart. I'm going to need to open another big pack shortly. And hang on, I'm sitting on my sweater there. This has been one of those days where the sweater's been on, the sweater's been off, the sweater's been on, the sweater's been off. It can't seem to decide what it wants to do. So I think the very first thing I'm going to do is cut my pictures, because I'm cheap. I did these at home, and I'm just going to cut them up. By the way, I have a brand new Canon printer that I am loving. Look at these pictures. They came out beautifully. Okay, I can't cut worth beans, but the pictures came out really nice. I'm not entirely thrilled with this cutter. I think I like it better than my other one because it actually cuts. This cute little guy here, it's a girl, is Coco, and I am deathly afraid of dogs. I have been ever since I was a little girl, and it's a long story. Just suffice it to say that dogs terrify me. This little puppy is actually, I think, 8 years old, and belonged to our hostess. And she was adorable. And at one point she came up and sat on my lap, and I didn't freak out. She was so cute. And I thought, there's a wonderful little story right in and of itself. So I liked Coco. Coco and I got along quite well. The only thing that where we didn't get along, and it wasn't really even so much not getting along, she desperately wanted her tummy rubbed, and that was one step too much. I'm sorry. I'm too much afraid of dogs to be rubbing anybody's belly, even yours, Coco. Okay, this did not cut. I really like the guideline on here, but this particular one did not cut straight. So let me do this one. This particular picture, and this is not one of my husband's paintings. Unfortunately, he did not win any of the awards at Elora, nor did he sell, but it was fun. We had a good time anyway. And I have to look it up because I can't remember. I've got it in my notes as to who this painter is. But I'm going to hold that up so that you can see that there is a figure painting down there at the very bottom of the gorge. This is the gorge in Elora. That's my husband. He was down there painting while another artist was up top painting. And so he is immortalized in oil, which I thought was really cool. This is my husband. He is, at this point, painting in Elora. So there he is. There's my hubby. It's kind of hard to see him with the hat on, but he has long hair, and if he doesn't wear the hat, it blows into his face, and then he gets ticked. All right, we'll get rid of that. All right, so in starting this, the first thing I can do now that everything is out is get rid of this. This is my travel piece. And as we go along, I tend to, oops, looks like I got a little bit of, it's obviously I've been using this one for a while. And I see I missed a receipt. Yeah, that's from the Goofy Doofy. Great restaurant in Fergus, Ontario, which is right next to Elora. So what I tend to do is take one of these, and then every day's receipts go in a separate piece. So that would be like Thursday's stuff would be here, and Friday's stuff would be here. I had already pulled everything out at one point before I started this video, so that's why it's kind of all in a bit of a mess. It's not as organized as it normally is. I have a window open. I'm going to close my window because, as you just saw, things are starting to blow. So I will be right back. Okay, I forgot to turn my camera back on again. I have taken the first day, this is Thursday, May 18th, and I have put the first day in here. I am currently working on the second. I didn't write anything on Wednesday. Wednesday was a long day of travel, and so I didn't do a journal entry. I did it together with Thursday. So I just put my notes down here. I'm going to take these notes here and just quick do a little bit of adding to them here. And you might think, okay, there's nothing artistic about this. Cindy, what are you doing? You're not making it artistic. You're not making it fancy. No, at this point, I'm not. And I have in the past. But at the moment, a lot of times when I do this, my first time through putting it together, where I'm just kind of really organizing all the pieces, it's just me getting everything in the right places. And then I'll go back and add decorations later. Because I'm using the sleeves, there are no pockets to do. There are no, I think I'm going to put these in next. There are no, and I thought about just keeping this together and then just doing it as a pullout, which, you know, but I've decided I like them. I like the fact that, you know, when you flip it like a book, you can see what's what and what's going on. So this gives me pretty much all of Thursday. I don't have any receipts, I don't think, for Thursday. Thursday was what? I have to go back and check the date. Thursday was the 18th. I do have a receipt for the Gorge Country Chicken, or Country Kitchen. Stephen wasn't tremendously hungry. I had a BLT. He had a Diet Pepsi. I had a Pepsi. So I'm just going to slide my receipt right down here. One of the things I have discovered with receipts over the years, I keep them all partly because of tax purposes, because some of this can be written off with taxes. But I also keep them because they remind me of what we did, what we ate. Unfortunately, what I've discovered in going back at some of these, especially the ones from about 20 years ago, the receipts themselves have all faded. So there isn't much really to take a look at because there isn't, it's just all faded. Okay, this is Friday. And you might say, well, how come you're not handwriting your journals? I used to. I used to handwrite all of my journals. And in the earlier ones, they are all handwritten. But I've discovered over the years, it's just easier to type them. I type them up. I put them up on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and a lot of people seem to enjoy reading what we've done, and it's just easier to do it if I type it. And I'm a pretty fast typist. So this particular day, I went to Unique Scrapbook Store, and I am going to slide the receipt for that right down here. And I bought Stamperia papers, which I still haven't finished. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with yet. Hang on, I will get that to go down where I want it to go. There. So a little bit is cut off, but it'll be easy enough to read. Okay, so that was Friday. I've opened another package here of pieces, and Saturday I wrote actually quite a bit. It was Saturday of this trip was interesting because Saturday was the day that, oh, we had some issues. Let's just say we had issues. Okay, I'm going to put that there, and then I have some things that I have to put together here for this one, because this one was, okay, this one we're going to add Stephen's picture to. But I do want to frame that up a little bit because it was a gray day, as you can tell by the picture. And here you could see, he's wearing This is his painting shirt when it's chilly, and he wears a cap, and there is his red chamois and his cap. I love the fact that he ended up in somebody else's painting. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute while I get the backing paper that I want for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found this nice piece of red that is left over from something. Who knows what? You know, I am going to... It does seem to have a thing on the bottom of it. Do I want it? Yeah, we'll just do it this way. That works even better. So I'll put it in here. Find it. I tend to eyeball pretty much everything. So there, that's an extra piece for some other time. I like how that can work together. Will that work here still? Yep, we're good. And I use mounting squares for these. These are double-sided mounting squares from Recollections. I have used many different brands of these over the years, and believe it or not, I like Michael's Recollections among pretty much the best, because they almost always stick. Every once in a while you get a set that doesn't, but for the most part, I really like how these work because they're easy, and I know that everything's going to stick. The one problem with them is once you set it down, that's it. It's down. I don't get the repositional ones. I did that once. Won't do that again because those were among the ones that did not stick worth beans. So this is still scrapbooking in that this was a scrap and I used it up. Now, if you know belly bands and whatnot, this could actually work as a belly band. There we go. Because I'm using the plastic sleeves, I don't really worry so much about the paper itself. So that's just really computer paper. As far as what comes next on the back of this, I do have a couple of receipts. And then our battery died. The long and short of it, the battery died in the car and we had to buy a new battery at Canadian Tire. So this is our receipt for the Canadian Tire battery that is in Canadian dollars. And one of the nice things about it at the time was there was a Dollarama there. Now, I think I might do this with the Goofy Newfie pieces, although that one's a little wrinkled. Just do this. And slide my receipts right in there. Maybe I'll do that with all of them. Save myself a little bit of space. The Dollarama one, no, I think I'm going to put that on the back because this one, again, that for me is tax deductible because I do this as a business. So any supplies I get, even if I buy them in Canada, and I should have realized it was $1.25 for everything, just like it is here, because the Dollarama and the Dollar Tree are basically the same store, except that my dollar goes further in Canada. So although this says that it was, oh shoot, I can reposition that just a little bit, maybe very quickly. Yeah, there we go. It was $13.28 with the tax, $11.75. It actually came out to like $9 something. It was cheap. I really should have done that. I should have bought more. All right. So we'll go ahead and slide this in. And then the receipt for the tire, which is a two-parter, I'm not going to take it apart. It's just going to go in here. And really, this is just, if anything happens with that, of course, what am I going to do? Take it back all the way to Canadian Tire? I don't think so. But there, it also serves as proof as to what day we actually put that in. So there's that. Now, Sunday is short. But before I do that, I want to put in my 2 pictures. I have this one and I have this one. And I think I'm going to crop this one down because I really don't need the table so much. The table's not nearly as important as cute little Coco. So I'm going to crop that down a little bit and make her more the focal point of that. And I'm not going to throw that away because you know darn well that that's going to get used somewhere. And because that's already framed, I'm not going to frame it. I'm going to leave these actually just the way they are. I don't have any receipts for this particular time. Okay, just double checking what I have left here to put together in this particular little trip journal. So when you're doing a trip journal, I see a lot of people doing fancy things and whatnot. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be simple and quick. Did I take a lot more pictures than this? Yes. But these are the pictures I want to remember. So these are the pictures I will scrapbook because these are the ones I am more likely to grab this off the shelf and say, what did we do that year? In 2023, what was our year like? And I will be more likely to go through this than scroll through pictures on my phone. It's one of the things I've realized is that if I take pictures on my phone, that's very nice and it's all well and good. But if I don't put them in a scrapbook, I'm oftentimes never seeing them again. I do want to add a couple captions to this, and I want to get a pen to do that. A pen rather than a... Okay, so this is Coco on Cindy's lap. And I will find the author's or the painter's name for this. Like I said, I have it somewhere. I just don't know where it is at the moment. Stephen immortalized. Sorry, something, I don't know, trash compactor or something is going by outside and making a lot of noise. All right, we'll put this into here since it's Sunday and Sunday was our trip home. I do have this piece, which I do want to correct because it says Saturday at the top. It is not Saturday. I don't know why I wrote Saturday. It is Sunday. And I am going to throw that piece in the back of my folder so that it's there and we have it. Saturday, Sunday. Okay, we'll put that together. Don't worry, I've got other pieces here. And then I have my maps. And I think for the maps, I'm just going to put them all together in one, nothing fancy. There. All right, so now I have my book. I already put a couple of those pages in it. And I'm going to add my map at the very beginning. And what I like about doing it with the notebooks is that it's easy to arrange and rearrange and fix. For example, you know, this article about my brother and sister-in-law was in the paper on May 18th, which is actually a little bit prior to this, but it goes along with the Celebrate Commemorate. So I put those two things together. The So Noted was in June. So I can just kind of rearrange things as I wish to. So there's my map, the documentation, all my documentation. I'm going to pull this over so that you can actually see it a little bit better in frame. There's my handwritten note to begin with, the notes that we got when we were there. This is getting in my way. Receipts, more receipts, what happened on Saturday, the picture of my husband that I used and tucked the receipts underneath there, the receipt from our battery, how we got home on Sunday with our very, very, very long Canadian crossing from Canada to back to the United States, and then finishing it off. So that's it. This is just one way of putting together a travel journal. It's simple, it's quick, and now in the future when I want to go back, everything is already here, and I just think I like doing this kind of a travel journal better than any other. I had surgery earlier this month on my knee, and that was my surgery journal. So this is 2023. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Click on the bell to receive notifications for every time I do put up a YouTube video, and I will be putting up more frequently. I'm getting back on track, back into my schedule. So look for one coming soon on the Delft Blue Journal and what's going on with that one. In the meantime, this is Cindy signing off.